governor's mansion. You're listening to the Crow's Corner podcast.
Yes, indeed.
We're back.
It's your boy, Adam L.
This is Wahamiyd.
The sick cuz the governor.
I gotta come up with a new entrance.
Back from the hiatus, you know what I'm saying?
New York City, I was in NY last weekend.
That's what's up.
I couldn't really enjoy myself. It was more like my eye was on a swivel, and I was trying to... It's very fast up there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very
big
fast.
Apple,
very diverse with different ethnicities, man. And I won't go... I'm going to just leave it like that.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good
Yes,
thing. We
indeed.
need diversity. Diversity is where it's at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, but if you're not careful, you will get robbed in Times Square.
Don't sleep. Please don't sleep.
Please don't sleep.
Please don't sleep. Stay woke, you know what I mean?
And I had a chili dog up there, one of the best I ever had.
Chili
they
dog.
put mayonnaise on their hot dogs, yo.
Pass. No, I'll pass on the mayonnaise.
I've seen somebody do that.
Yeah, I
Mayonnaise
passed
on
on
a hot
that.
dog?
He said,
Nah.
mayonnaise? Nah. But look, we connected because I'm moving fast, right?
Right.
My wife, she's slow. She's trying to register, try to take everything in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess being groomed and now heroes in the 90s, the hip-hop heroes, they really got me in the character up there.
Oh, word. How
You feel
so?
me?
How was that?
Man, I was on my Wu-Tang heavy. I was up there with my Timbs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, chili
camouflage
dog,
and the Timbs.
chili dog cheese, everything on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Slash the mayo. He's
Right.
he gave me the pound. I'm like,
Yeah. That's what's up.
We went to go see a movie up there,
y'all
Captain
see?
Marvel.
Oh, the Captain Marvel. Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
We seen it in I'm trying to get not HD or 3D. It's something where you sit in the seats.
XD, the XD joint.
Yeah, you move and you get punched.
Nah, what? The seats move, bro?
The seat punch you. It moves up, and
Oh,
when it
yeah.
was going into a rocket, like when it goes back.
Oh wow, that's
feel the
cool.
wind, a little breeze.
Oh no,
But get
that's
this.
cool.
This is the highlight though. I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a slump. I got the itis. I'm eating the popcorn.
Right.
I'm already mad because my wife dictating, how much popcorn I should have on my, how much butter I should have on my popcorn.
As she should.
But get this though. It's like always constantly reminding me. Remember you had the doggone black clot? Like, please.
Yeah, yo.
You
She
know what I'm
trying to
saying?
look out for you, man. It's
So
not
look,
a bad thing.
I'm eating the popcorn, soda. Now remind you, I'm asleep, right? Look. So it's my wife on this side.
You sleep in the movie?
Yeah, I get comfortable like that. I'm an old man, yo. This around like 10 o'clock. I'm tired.
So you saying the movie was whack then?
It was whack, but normally my sleep time is early. So look, I'm asleep. I'm in the slump. I'm in the itis.
Mm-hmm.
Wife right here, daughter right there, husband right there. Scene in the movie go, whew. So look, as it taking off, look. I'm up, but my eyes popping, looking at it like this.
Right. You don't know where you at. You scared for your life.
And they just laughing, right?
Right. You was shook. You thought you was on York Road and Rockville Avenue.
I thought I was really the rocket ship, like how I get in. You know what I'm saying? But the interesting thing is, yo, they had a full weekend. We left out the theater. It was after midnight. People still outside.
Oh yeah, it's not like here.
Don't slow down, yo.
Yeah, the city is always up.
I said, goodness gracious, get this.
The city is always awake.
Yo, my wife like, is it morning time? No, it ain't.
No, yeah, right. People just up. You know what I
People
mean?
just up.
That's how you can go to a place like that and you can totally get immersed in that whole experience.
Could you lay there?
For me, the parking would drive me crazy. The driving in the parking would drive me crazy. You know what I mean? That's why I guess a lot of people commute and everything like that. But I've been to cities like that before where the city is just it's always alive, always vibrant, always something to do. It's always like some adjusting to get to do in the beginning because you'll go outside, it'd be like. Think people sleeping like no everybody
still up, it's live.
Yeah. Miami is like that. Miami is the same way.
Like, we gotta go there, yo. We gotta go there.
Yeah,
gotta go there for mad reasons.
No question.
Then we went to Jersey, got a hotel. got up, went to Philly, got the cheesesteak, came back down to Baltimore.
That's what's up. It's always good to get out. It's always good to, take some time, with your loved ones and, just experience life, smell the roses a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I got the news. That's when I got the news on the phone. When we touched down, they like, Nipsey been shot. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was like, there's like one fatality. At that time, I believe on my phone, it was like two shot, one fatality. Mm-hmm. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, Nick, that's Nip. That's Nip.
Mm-hmm.
Nip is gone.
Right.
You get that feeling.
Yeah,
you
you see the headline, like, you already know, like, this is not going to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know how I heard about it. I think I was, like, on IG or something like that. You know what I mean? And, I just, you see the RIP posts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that look like Nipsey. When I'm like,
yeah.
Nah. And I'm like, it's always a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? And, a little disbelief initially, when things like that happen, which is actually a great segue to what we want to talk about tonight. We want to talk about this concept of black on black violence. This concept of genocide. We don't really hear genocide used a lot.
Do you feel safe in your neighborhood?
With your own people, in your own environment, places where you lived and spent a lot of time with. You know what I'm saying? That's a good question, because I think, especially with the African American community, which is a focal point of our podcast, that it is a challenge. Like, when week after week, we have these interesting topics and these interesting conversations, and like, you take a step back and think about all of the challenges, it is daunting. You know what I mean? At the same time, you always got to find a silver lining. I think, to find what positive things you can take out of this scenario. And with this brother, Nipsey Hussle, I forget, that's his stage name, by the way.
He has an African name. He's African descent.
Eritrean, and
But sorry, people, I cannot get his full name. Yeah, somebody can pull it up.
Yeah, it's hard to pronounce a little bit.
But real quick, though, all life matters. Especially, all black life matters. Anything that comes from the higher power or the Most High is only his right that life should be taken, and it's only his dictatorship how it should be taken. I don't think man has the right to take life, especially unjustly. So, and that's another topic. Don't want to dive deep into that.
Right,
but when a lot of people say, well, niggas die every day, yo.
Yeah.
But this is different for me, because the impact this young man gave not only to his community, but his culture and his race. And he was an instrument to the point where he could have changed the culture of LA itself, and not taking shots at K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, or none of those people that's over there in the West Coast, or dishing out positive music. The difference is, with this young man, he showed and proved, yo. It wasn't just in his music. It's like, this is how I feel, and this is how I'm going to show y'all.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I agree. And it's sad that he was, his life was, cut short at the, tender age of 33. You know what I'm saying? You think of 33, and I'm like, yo, dang, like 33 for me was a minute ago. You know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine, stopping at 33.
With children.
Yeah, with kids. And the thing about it too is, like you mentioned, he was, in an evolution, if you will. Like we all are. You know what I mean? We live. We start at a certain place, and hopefully there's some growth and some understanding and some insight and wisdom that's gained, and you apply it to your life, and you evolve as a person, you evolve as a human being, and I think that's what people saw was happening with him. He definitely has a background in the neighborhood, Slauson and Crenshaw, you know, which is in the West Coast, you know what I mean? And you know, typical upbringing, you know, young kid, not engaged in school, you know what I'm saying? Friends in the streets, trying to make money, like a lot of young kids are, you know what I mean?
But one thing real quick about Nipsey, I found out yesterday, he went to a school that wasn't in Crenshaw. He went to a school outside of Crenshaw. And actually, he had a friend that was Jewish and I believe Asian. And he used to help them with their homework. And he had the highest scores in his class. But they looked over him because he was black. And then when his mother came up to the school, she put the school on Front Street, and the man graduated with the highest point average. And he went to community college, too. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. He definitely
was smart, man.
Yeah, he was smart. He was involved in a lot of different things in the community. And so he had his challenges in the community as well, you know, and that really kind of spoke to how we get to a place where, you know, he's a young man trying to make a way. And the thing that is so striking is that that's true for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in our community, a lot of young boys and girls out there, you know, who are coming of age and trying to make their way and trying to figure out, you know, what they're going to do with their lives and things like that. And so, and a lot of the story is interesting if people get a chance to listen to, you know, the story about how he and his brother and some friends in the community started a t-shirt store, you know what I mean? Initially trying to, you know, have options and have other ways of generating revenue, you know, besides being, you know, in the streets and things like that. And, you know, really his, a lot of what he did, you know, centered around that store, that corner, you know what I mean? It became successful, and, you know, he called the store the Marathon clothing store, you know, and when he was asked, why you call it a marathon? Why is that the name? You know what I mean? And he was saying it's just about endurance, just about perseverance, you know what I'm saying? And I'm paraphrasing, but initially that's what it was about, you know, that, you know, you have situations that arise and you gotta be resilient, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, keep on keeping on, and that's what he was about. People who you know, stay down, if you will. People who stay, you know, authentic, you know, if you will, you know. So, it was a tragedy. It's a tragedy. I like to focus on, you know, some of the positive work he did. I heard that he was kind of piloting a program for inner city youth to be exposed to science and math, you know what I mean? Which is a resource that is not really prevalent in the community that much, you know? So it's like things like that, I think that people saw in him, you know, in that evolution that he was going through, being that he was 33 years old and things like that.
And he opened up a office for entrepreneurs. Have y'all heard about that? And there wasn't no rinky-dink office space. It was like state-of-the-art where, you know, it's like real comfortable, like real high-tech. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's some of the little things where, again, showing and proving, taking a little bit out of something. The thing is this, man. You got to have a right team. Everybody got to play their role. And once that is strong and tight-knit, it can't be broken. But when everyone's mindset is here and there and separate, that foundation is shaky. Nipsey was blessed to have a strong team. That's why he came up from the ashes. Master P, strong team, came up from the ashes. Mm-hmm. Baby from Hot Boys, strong team, came up from the ashes. The list goes on. Jay-Z came up out of the ashes, the mud, shine like a phoenix.
From the ground up, you know what I'm saying?